Hi, I'm Dr. Pratis Spear, and I need to tell you this story. I used to be fit as a fiddle. I was a weightlifter, power lifter, kind of did some choreography for bodybuilders, so I did some bodybuilding also. As my mother would say, used to done died. Right now, I'm very, very grateful that I'm still moving about, that I'm still going, that I'm still able to go. But I'm not the size I used to be. And, this is what it is. So anyway, I was on the plane, and I was in the first seat on the plane, and the woman across from me was in the first single seat. I used to take those single seats because I wouldn't have to be by anybody and, answer questions like, "Now, what do you do that allowed you to sit in first class?" I don't want to answer those questions. So on the small planes, they have a single aisle, and I used to take that seat, but then the seat kept getting smaller. Anyway, so the woman's sitting across from me, and I'm sitting there, and I try to go to fasten my seatbelt. It doesn't fasten. I was like, whatever. Can I get the seatbelt extender? Now, I was on a plane 4 days before that and didn't need a seatbelt extender. I'm coming to know that it's not always you. Sometimes it's the seat and the belt that was there. So the woman next to me goes, "Yeah, I know. I can't get my seatbelt fastened. And I've been on a plane recently, and this has never happened." I was like, "It ain't you. Don't worry about it." So they board the plane, and there's nobody sitting in the seat next to me, which is slightly bigger than the single chair. So I'm like, "Ooh, I'm going to sit over there by the window because I can see when we land." So I move over to the other seat, and I don't need the seatbelt extender. It's like plenty fine. So I called the flight attendant. I was like, "Oh, ma'am, can I give you back the seatbelt extender? I don't need it. I changed seats and I lost weight." So we all laughed. We laughed. Well, coming back, because I had changed my flight, it was a whole mix-up thing. There were no more seats where I typically fly. So they were like, "Well, we can get you in Comfort Plus." And I was like, that's just coach in the front of coach. But okay. So anyway, I'm grateful because I'm grateful I could take this trip. If that's the seat I can get because all the other seats are sold, I'm grateful. So I get in the seat, and it's those two hard sides on the seat. And it is so tight. It was so tight. My thighs smushed together so hard, my chest got bigger. It's like, what is going on? And so I was like, I know this seatbelt is not going to fasten. I fastened that seatbelt, and I had more room to pull up. I was like, Shazam! The seatbelt was so long. And I was like, how are you taking away seat space and giving more seatbelt? So I was laughing about it. But what I laughed at even more is how relative it is. You can think that you're a certain size based on the environment that you're in. In that first seat, I needed an extender. I moved to the second seat. Not only did I not need an extender, I had plenty of room in the belt. In the back seat, the seat was small, but I had so much belt, it was crazy. And if you believe about yourself, what your environment is dictating to you. Somebody said something, "Oh, are you going to be able to sit and coach?" And I was like, listen, I sat in chairs in Paris. Not the biggest person in the world. And just because everybody else, is not blessed to be shaped like me, it doesn't mean I need to feel bad about me. Sometimes the environment is not conducive to you. It's not conducive to who you are and how you are. That doesn't make you bad because this inanimate object doesn't work. It makes you different from the object. There's a concept in sociology called the looking glass self, that we see ourselves the way we think others see us. And I remember the first time I learned that, I was like, that's too many other opinions. I'm starting to think of myself based on what others think. In all of those chairs, I could have thought something of myself that was not true, that I had outgrown the seat, and it wasn't true. Begin to look at ways that you are feeling and determining about yourself what some inadequate space or person is believing and saying about you. Your truth is yours, and mine is, you stood and died, and I am grateful to be moving, walking, breathing, and have my being and still smiling. I love you.